From chemical weapons, which is not a good thing by the way, to old, retired character, Rip Mima, and a new printwork character. Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of Interesting Touhou Facts, the series where I cover facts from Touhou that I find either fun, unusual, or simply interesting. So without further ado, let's begin the Interesting Touhou Facts number 101.
Number 5.
So I want to go over Eternity for a bit. For being a first stage boss, and not only that, a fairy to boot, my expectations for her was very low. She did surprise me, however, not in terms of strength, of course, but what she brought into the series, if you will. Okina suspects Eternity may have been inspired by the story of the Tokoyo god. I believe I talked about this in a previous episode. She also assisted Chiruno in Hidden as she showed the Ice Fairy in how to enter Okina's domain. She then appeared in Visionary where she had a good secondary role. Not only that, she showed Clown Priest how to better utilize the torch to cause Life Force to go berserk. With those bits out of the way, let's get into the fact. A Strange Creators Volume 4 in the Hidden Star interview, when talking about the fairy's design, Zune expressed regret of her complex design. Not for his sake, but for everyone who has to draw her swallowtail butterfly pattern. After reading that, I went back to Eternity's design, and yeah, that shit would look annoying to redraw. I can respect Zune for realizing that and feeling bad for his fans. Sometimes the designs can't be so simple, as Eternity has clearly shown. Glad I ain't an artist right about now.
Number 4.
So we were talking about a fairy, so it couldn't hurt to switch to another one. The strongest fairy, Chiruno. So in Strange Creators Volume 3, in the Phantasmagoria Award / Giving Review, when it came to Damaku, Chiruno's was a fun one to read. There are 3 prizes: Denmaku, Sinful, and Shoutout. It can be vague on how each character defines it, but I'm sure you get the idea. For Damaku, Chiruno voted for Marissa due to her lasers. For Sinful, although Chiruno's not too familiar with the definition of it, she chose medicine. She finds medicine's Damaku to be kinda bad. Not only that, referring to chemical weapon bans and stuff. That threw me off as the chemical weapon talk was something that happened in our world. I remember hearing news about countries using it on their citizens, so that section was surreal in a way. For shoutouts, Chiruno said Mystia. Chiruno even said she'll beat the bird yokai in a food stall battle. Now I gotta admit, that would be one battle I would love to see.
Number 3.
For this next fact, we're going to be talking about the Flower Master Yuka. It's been a while, I imagine. This fact will also be from Strange Creators Volume 3. In Yuka's profile section, in the comment section, he talked about Yuka's current appearance being based on the Seiho project. After that segment, Zune questions if he could bring back any of the older characters from the PC98 era, although he feels it wouldn't mesh well with the current settings of the series. And with that, those old characters are probably retired now and are warmly watching over things from various places nowadays. While I'm sure many of us have suspected this, it would appear no PC98 characters will ever be coming back into the current timeline, at least given Zune's words at the time of this interview, which was released back in March 2nd, 2017. Now I've not looked into the PC98 era as there's so much shit to cover with the Windows era alone. But if Zune said it wouldn't work well, I trust his words on that. I mean, am I really gonna doubt the motherfucker who made the series? So it would appear Reimu, Marissa, Alice, Yuka, and possibly Genji are the only characters who survived into the Windows era. Looks like the Mima memes are truly dead. Or you would think anyway. I trust the fans aren't ever going to give up on it.
Number 2.
This fact is interesting as it's based on the newest print work, Lotus Eater. I mean, it only has 1 chapter as of this recording, so anything I mentioned could easily be explained in a future chapter. But I just really wanted to cover something from this print work right away. So to give a very condensed version of the first chapter, there's rumors of a drunk villager being kidnapped by a yokai. That's not a good sign, as you know. There's the agreement to not attack the villagers. In fact, the yokais even protect them from natural disasters as shown in Forbidden. So this is very concerning. With that explained, there's a party that's happening at the Hakuri Shrine. At the party, you may be noticing a girl you haven't seen before, unless you read the chapter, obviously. The girl, her name is Miyoi, or however the fuck you say it. You know I'm probably wrong in the pronunciation of it. After the party, Reimu heads to the pub where the rumors started. There she met with Miyoi, although Reimu was not familiar with the girl, even though she was at the Hakure Shrine. Miyoi explains the situation has been resolved and that the person is actually at the bar now. Something about the dude disguising himself, getting drunk, having a nightmare, and yelling about yokais due to the dream. Reimu's relieved that it wasn't a yokai, but her intuitions are telling her otherwise. The highlight of the whole chapter is at the end. After walking for a short distance, she suddenly forgot who she was talking to. This really throws the ball into Miyoi's court, as she's obviously no ordinary person. I could believe Reimu forgetting the first time due to drinking a lot. I've been in that boat in the past. But forgetting just as you're walking away, nah, that's not how it works. I really can't wait to see how the future chapters plays out.
Number 1.
To cap things off, we're going to be looking at Khushi. As you know, Khushi is one of those rare breed of characters in Touhou. Why rare? Well, she has a bloody family for one. That shit is rare as gold. Almost as rare as a male character. So with the topic of family at hand, Satori is going to be involved in it as well. Or both sisters, anyway, in a sense. Let me explain. So in the fighting games, when you're playing versus mode, the characters will have dialogues for when they win. Khushi is no stranger to that. The cool part is that a good portion of Khuishi's victory quote mentions Satori. I talked about a fact similar to that regarding Satori wanting to meet with Khushi in the surface from Byakuren and Kaizen if I recall. So let's look at them. We're going to be focusing on Antenmi. When she beats Byakuren, she'll say this. Question. What's the difference between Satori and Buddhism and my sister? I have to imagine Khuishi's question is based on the kanji for Satori and Buddhism? That's just a guess on my end. When she beats Miko, she'll say this. My sister said she wanted to meet you. She said she wanted to read the mind of someone who acts so self-important. I'm not gonna lie, I really like that line. When she beats Kaizen, she'll say this. My sister is also loved by nothing but animals. So are you hated by humans too? Oh shit, that hurt me. My soul, man, my soul! When she beats Chikari, she will say this. By the way, my sister said something. She had a premonition that things were going to get busy on the surface. I wonder if the power struggles are going to get worse. Now that's a very interesting line. If you recall, there's a power struggle in Hell. Not only that, Hell and the surface had some beef going, as you saw in Visionary with Hecachiya and Okina, or the surface one between the yokais, each crew wanting influence in the human village. It's cool to see that Khushi always has Satori in the back of her unconscious mind. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Which facts were your favorite? Do you think Chirino was right in medicine having the sinful prize when it came to Tamaki? Are you saddened at Zun's thoughts when it came to the PC98 characters? Or are you more curious about Miyoi now? If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe, or else you might be kidnapped by a yokai, or be blacked out drunk. Both situations aren't fun. Either way, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.